My name is Isabel, and I never thought I'd be sharing this story, let alone with strangers online. But some experiences feel so heavy, so quietly overwhelming, that keeping them to yourself starts to hurt more than letting them out. I'm 43, a single mother living just outside of Boulder, Colorado. My son, Lucas, is 20 now, a college sophomore and the steady light of my life. His father left when Lucas was just 5, and at the time, I thought my whole world had caved in. But somehow, through the fog of heartbreak and fear, Lucas became my reason to keep going. He gave me strength when I didn't have any of my own. Raising him alone wasn't simple, but we managed. We built a life together. A bond that was strong, comforting, and, yes, at times, intense. He was always protective of me. Kind. Mature in ways that surprised even his teachers. I never questioned our closeness, though in quiet moments, I sometimes wondered if I relied on him too much. This past summer, Lucas came home for break. The house had been too quiet without him, so having him back made everything feel warm again. We slipped easily into old routines, morning coffee, shared dinners, late-night TV on the couch. But I couldn't ignore that something had changed. He had changed. His voice was deeper. His presence somehow heavier. He carried himself like a man, not a boy, and I hated how aware of that I became. One evening after dinner, I was putting away dishes when he stepped behind me and placed a hand gently on my back to parse. Just a simple touch, but it sent a flicker through me I didn't understand, and couldn't quite forget. After that, small things began to linger in my mind. The way his hand rested on my shoulder. The warmth of his body next to mine on the couch. His compliments were always casual but different. "You look really pretty today, Mom." Words like that stayed with me longer than they should have. I started paying more attention. Maybe added a bit of lip gloss in the evenings. Picked a nicer blouse for dinner, not to impress him, of course, but maybe because I wanted to feel seen again. I hadn't dated in years. My world had become so focused on raising Lucas that I'd stopped noticing myself. Maybe I was reading too much into things. Or maybe I was just lonely. Then came the night that shifted everything. A summer thunderstorm rolled in, sudden and loud. We'd just finished a movie when the power went out. I lit a few candles, and Lucas grabbed a blanket. We sat on the couch, wrapped together, shoulders touching, the room flickering with amber light. "You okay?" he asked softly. I nodded, unable to speak. Something about the moment was too much, too still. "You know," he said after a pause, "you can always talk to me, right?" "Of course," I managed. "I always have." He looked at me for a second longer than usual. Not inappropriately, just our searching. Then he turned away, and we both let the silence return. But something in that quiet had shifted. Not in a threatening way, but in a way that made me look inward. At how long it had been since I'd felt truly connected to someone, outside of being a mom. A few days later, while folding laundry, I picked up one of his hoodies. I held it for a second, breathing in the faint scent of his cologne. And I cried. Not because I felt shame or confusion, but because I missed being held. I missed being cared for in the way a woman is, not just a mother. That weekend, a friend invited me to a small get-together. I decided to go. As I got ready, Lucas walked in, surprised. "You look amazing," he said, his eyes pausing for just a second too long. "It's just something casual," I said with a shrug, adjusting an earring. "Well, whoever gets to take you out tonight is lucky." I carried those words with me the whole evening. The gathering was fine, but I didn't stay long. I felt disconnected, like I wasn't really present. When I came home, Lucas was still up. "Bad night?" he asked. "Not really my scene," I admitted, kicking off my shoes. "I'm glad you're home," he said, handing me a mug of tea. We sat for a while, our heads resting together gently. And I realized that small gesture, the comfort, the tenderness, I'd missed it more than I'd realized. The next morning, I asked him to sit down. "I need to say something," I began. "I love you so much, Lucas. You've always been my rock. But I think I've leaned on you in ways I shouldn't have. I've been lonely. And I think I forgot how to exist outside of being your mom." He was quiet. Then, after a moment, he took my hand. "Mom." I felt it too. I just didn't know how to talk about it. I never wanted to lose what we have. We cried. Not out of shame, but out of relief. We faced something delicate. Something real. And we promised to grow, separately, but still love each other fully. Just in a healthier way. That fall, Lucas returned to school. I started therapy. I joined a book club. I even started dating again, slowly, carefully. And I encouraged him to live his own life without feeling responsible for mine. It's not a perfect story. But it's honest. And it's ours.